What at all is keeping these guys attracted to Manchester United? Agogo, do you want to go first?
I want to go first.
Please.
Yeah, so you see, Naomi, you do ask me Manchester United, our problems, what's going on, what do we need? And I keep on saying that one will go with the board, second we'll go with the coaching, third we'll go with the playing body, that's the players. But this summer, I've realized something in our transfer window. We are going in for players who want to play for Manchester United.
Yeah.
We are not going in for players hearing that, oh, Barca need this player, Man City need this player, so we should also go in for that particular player. We are going for players that will suit our system, who understand the culture of Manchester United, who are willing to play and die for the club.
Yes, I.
So I'm really happy about what's going on.
Yeah.
We are not going in, we are not presenting huge salaries.
Yeah.
No. What you are saying there, wait, Kasapa and Setanta News. We are talking about source from Fabrizio, from Agogo, from Manchester United camp. We are going for, we are going in for players who are willing to play for Manchester United. See, and I'm really happy that so far so good. We are signing players in the EPL.
Yeah. Who know the league?
Yes, they understand the league. We are not going for foreigners, let's say Italian Serie A, Spanish La Liga. And you see, I'm not saying, I will always repeat myself, I'm not predicting, and I won't force Amorim to finish, let's say, or win a trophy, win the EPL title. I won't pressure him. We want to see progress. We want to see Manchester United competing with the big boys. We don't want to see Manchester United playing with the big boys and we are losing by 4-0, 3-0. We want to see 2-2, Manchester United carrying the day. So we don't really have enough money, but we are buying players that suit our current budget. And of course, we are going to offload a lot. The likes of Rashford, 40 million, Yebetono. We are hearing Bassa, Anthony, we are hearing Robertis, a lot of players. We are Garnacho, cool 60 million. Yeah. We are going to build our team. I'm really happy. So far, so good. We are not signing fine, but the news being speculated, I'm really happy about what is going on.
So, Charlie, hot intro there. Agogo is saying that, Charlie, this time around, Man United is not joking. But, Zlatan,
boss,
why are these players still coming to Manchester United? Because when they lost the Europa League final, I was, devastated for United because I thought that it would be very difficult to sign players. But here's Ruben Amorim.
Yeah.
We understand his first season as Sporting CP was probably the same as what he's had at Man United. Very, very inconsistent. And in that first transfer window, he sold 17 players. 17 players out of Sporting Lisbon. And then got the profile of players he thought would work in his system. And in 2 seasons, Charlie, the man, they win things. So, without European football, the brand name Manchester United, is it enough? Is that what's, drawing the players close?
Boss, I want you to, help me with this to build my point about Manchester United and also the appeal for players outside there, players in the English Premier League who are yearning to join the club, just as Agogo said. These are players that Manchester United only targeted and they've gotten their hands on them. Matheus Cunha is now a Red Devil. He's no more Wolverhampton Wanderers player. And also Victor Gyökeres, he just posted on IG that there are lots of false news outside there, but he will have the final say. And obviously, he's also knocking on the doors. He wants to move from Sporting, and Manchester United seems to be that club closer to Gyökeres at the moment. Brian Mbeumo, that deal is yet to be finalized between Brentford and Manchester United. But before we continue, before I bring my point and my reasons why I think the Manchester United might be driven by money than football ambition. So there are 2 things. There's nothing wrong for a club to be driven by money than football ambition. There's nothing wrong. It depends on what the club is. And there are 2 types of clubs on planet Earth. There were 3, but the third one is now just like Pluto. You can't find it. Now there are 2. We have the football ambition clubs that actually are ambitious, that want to do something. That's why they are doing their things this way. And by the way and the manner the clubs will actually put their things in play in the transfer market, coaching strategy, player recruitment will actually tell what they want to do. This is Manchester United. The season just ended. They were lingering around relegation. I won't go there. But boss, I want you to help me. A coach came to Manchester United and he said Manchester United is actually a commercial club. Was he a coach or a former
Vanguard.
He said Manchester United is what? A commercial player. Recently, he reiterated that statement that still Manchester United is a commercial club. Why did Louis van Gaal say that? Are we ready to accept the fact that the United that we knew some time ago is no more that United, and now the United is actually a commercial club than a football team with ambition? So they are, no, I'm coming.
Okay.
You see, I'm saying this because if you are signing a player from maybe Dreams FC to join Kotoko and Hearts to Folk, we have to see that spark. We have to see that. Is the player joining Kotoko because of the name Kumasi Asante Kotoko, or because you check the performance of the player from Dreams before the player comes, right? So even if you are going to lift or escalate that player to that mark to suit your team to be a big player by force, he has to be based on performances. And this is Manchester United. To me, players came in, we saw them, they were even good than the Kuna that we are talking about today. But these players, it got to a point, it was full of ego over discipline at Manchester United.
They all came for money.
So, you see, the conclusion, the ending will actually tell the story that they all came for money. And why? Because at the start, it was money on the table. The money was too lucrative. The offer was too huge. The offer will actually change the player from playing with football ambitions, winning, to money-making venture. And United will continue to be a commercial club. Boss, you see, players are signing primarily for wages, not sporting fates. We have to accept this. The United today are getting players based on the wages. They are increasing it too much, not sporting fates. Because you can't tell me that Matthias Cunha will be joining United, reportedly 150 to 200 per week. I said reportedly.
Reported, so 150
for Fabrizio for Matthias Cunha. You see, I can't get the same figure.
Salary. It makes sense.
What was his salary before?
You see, I don't get that, but I'll get that of this guy, Brian Mbeumo. But now, the deal will actually be making him the club's fourth highest earner and costing 62.5 million euros. You guys see him as
Which
someone.
Player?
Cunha, 62.5 million euros.
Sure.
Up front.
Yeah, up
you
front,
guys see
confirm.
Cunha that he deserves it, right?
Of course, yeah.
Cunha deserves that money. Cunha deserves to be the highest and fourth earner at Manchester United, right?
I want you to state the figure. The figure.
So he's going to be the highest because report
highest.
Yes, no, fourth
highest.
Yes,
With 150.
Yes, to 200.
I don't think so.
You see, Brian Mbeumo,
Okay.
if he signs today,
Uh-huh.
the Mbeumo that you are talking about, the Mbeumo that you want me to feel like you people are going for someone who is going to be playing the next season by force, get you some top 4, even win you the EPL because you think that your club is coming back. Brian Mbeumo is expected to escalate from 50k per week to 250. 50 from 50k. Now for Brentford.
Zlatan, I can assure you that.
Wait, see.
We won't give Mbeumo 250 that. I can assure you. I can assure you, Mbeumo, Yamana 160, 170.
Wow.
What I'm saying?
So a club like Manchester United, you are picking the player from Brentford, and you think the performance of that player from Brentford is extraordinary, that wearing the red jersey alone. But wearing the red jersey alone,
if you don't have Champions League football, do you think you offer him the same salary and he'll come?
So boss,
what's the upgrade?
So boss, the upgrade. So you are just buttressing my point that because Manchester United don't have Champions League football, right? You people won't play in the Europa League, not even in the Conference League. MTN FA Cup in Ghana, you people won't get invitation to play inside. You people will be playing on weekends, and that's the English Premier League, the FA Cup,
and the Carabao.
And the Carabao. You see, Manchester United, we have to be careful and critical here. So about the money, I'll come there. My points are building up there. But there are some issues too that I have to let you people know that you are going in for players. They are good. But Manchester United, to me, are not considering other factors. Matthias Cunha, to me, is an injury-prone player. Matthias Cunha,
yeah.
Why? You see, he was sidelined for a significant amount of days, 180 from 2020, hamstring, knee injuries, multiple tie, calf and then ankle, groin, concussion, issues with past coaches and everything. Even at Wolverhampton Wanderers, we nearly talked about how egoistic Matheus Cunha is. Just after having a good spell, when Roberto, their manager, joined the club from Saudi. This is Matheus Cunha, even goals wearing that red, yellow and black jersey, Wolverhampton Wanderers, and then they are 20 PM Nobel United. You see, we have to move from that. Flashcore will help me with the details. Over 180 days lost to injury since 2020, including the 43-day knee layoff and 52 days out with hamstring issues. His transfer, despite clear red flags, but still Manchester United. Now Matheus Cunha is a Red Devil. And if you want to talk about sporting fits for a player who will help you to steer the club and change the face of the club to actually make the club, bring the club back to their standards where they've fallen from, and you think a player who was able, a player who has been out for 180 days, just knee injury, groin, concussions, only Matheus Cunha, and today he's a Red Devil, you are happy. We'll talk about Victor Gyökeres' health concerns to Flashcore will highlight again that from January to February 2025, ankle injury. I'm not talking about players who won't get injured. I agree, players will get injured, but multiple times. Just like the German Ward Prowse, Florian Wirtz, to me, that's what I'll call him. He's the German Ward Prowse. Because you tell me that you take 150 million for a player who, at the age of 22, has torn ACL twice for 150 million. No, no.
Yeah, but sometimes coaches believe that the training methods contribute largely. Every coach and how they train. There are certain players that are fit under certain coaches.
I was about to tell him that the injury records he's talking about, Cunha, he was fully fit.
Yeah.
Every week we are seeing Cunha playing, unless he's let's say red card on suspension. He is fully fit. Article injuries record. So Nami is trying to tell you that it depends. The training method, it depends. The coach system.
So, you see, the question that he asked, talking about it depends on the coach and the training system. Let's put Vit aside. The United about visibility, no Champions League football, but players are joining. So, the United today are not actually attracting players for football reasons. Because if it's about football reasons, for football ambitions, they'll be putting on the table that come to United, you'll be playing the UEFA Champions League. Come to United, you'll be playing the Europa League. But these are things that they've fallen short of. So the only way Manchester United, and I was very happy that he stated it clearly that these are players that not even 3 to 2 clubs from the same EPL were targeting. He said it. That this is the time that they are happy that they are chasing players that not other clubs are chasing. You said it. No, you said it. And
top teams came in for Cunha. Listen.
You said.
No. See. I'm trying to tell you that at the moment, Manchester United are not going for players.
People are going for. But you are saying today that top teams.
You see, at first, Man U hear like, Sanchez is
before
on the verge.
Before you go closer to the game, right?
Sanchez is on the verge of signing for City.
Then you go hijack.
Hijack with huge salary.
So with huge salary. And today, there's no Champions League football. Just like he said, there's no Europa League. So these are things that at least you can. So a big club like Manchester United in 2025 should go closer to a player with such things on the table to make the deal a bit lucrative and a bit financial, like being reasonable for the club in their current state. You can talk about if people have the money, but for a player like Victor Gyökeres, playing in the Champions League is the pinnacle of club football in Europe, of club football. So for ambitious players like him, scoring 43, Cunha that we've seen, I don't know, Cunha and your Brentford Coverborn, he has one money scar. So playing for United, I don't see, but for someone like Victor Gyökeres, 43 goals, 15 assists, playing for Sporting CP, and now joining a non-UCL club. And you want to tell me that Gyökeres is joining United because of what? Fergie's legacy. Or he's joining United because of the red jersey. He's joining United because of the increased salary. Going to a different club will actually mean something. And boss, let me add this.
Yeah.
If I'm a youngster today and there's United on the table, and there's even Como with Seth Fabregas, I'll go to Como.
Apologize to the Manchester United team.
This is my apology.
Who disrespect? Apologize to Manchester United.
Let me apologize.
Zlatan, apologize.
A club like Manchester United with set club instability and managerial turnover. To me, since Sir Alex Ferguson left in 2013, United have had 9 different managers in 10 Van Nistelrooy, Bobby. So what shows that me, talented player like me, I'll go to Manchester United and I'll be able to make it. Recently, Kobe Mainoo was even on the sidelines. Do you know why?
Why?
This is a club that clearly, without a strategy and a plan, even if you know how to ball like Leo Messi, you will struggle.
You see, Zlatan.
We have to accept
I have a few.
One person. Zlatan.
The managerial issues that I'm talking. If Victor Goycrest today, if I have their contact, I'll test Matthias Cunha and Goycrest Damasa. The place that you are going, the coach will even talk to you before coming. The coach will be sacked on Sunday after a game against Brighton.
Coach, you. Let me just finish my point.
This club is
now. You see, your point is you are not getting it. Manchester United fans, football lovers. We know that Manchester United is in a rebuilding phase.
Rebuilding.
Of course, Manchester United won't argue. Manchester United won't make noise that we are still that guy. Let me tell you the truth. We know that your team, if you are to ask any Manchester United fan, we know that our team is not performing well. So we are trying to rebuild. That's why I'm like, our board, our coach, our players. So just relax. Don't be like, Manchester United fans are always making noise that still they're on the same table with Madrid, Barca, Man City, Liverpool. No, we are that bad. Relax. We are rebuilding our team. It will take time. We are not saying that next season we are going to win trophy. Manchester United fan is saying that next season we are going to win trophy.
Do you know something about life? Me, I don't care what's happening at Manchester United, whether they are rebuilding or not.
Yeah.
So as a youngster, if you are in my shoes, me, if I'm to be Victor Goycrest tonight, I won't sit down and be myself a prophet to myself and promise myself that the club I am going to on a rebuilding phase, so I want to go there and be a savior, help them rebuild. Hey, I'll go to where to favor me early. As a footballer, you don't get too emotional attack to clubs and tell me that because Real Madrid are on a rebuilding phase, so you are going because one day you'll be compared to Ferran Puskas, mami. You go where at the moment it will be beneficial to your career, but the players you are talking about, if it's about football, ambition and sporting faith, Goycrest won't go to Manchester United. He's going there only because we know what's happening. Brian Mbeumo today is sitting at Brentford with his half a season performance. The Mbeumo we know, man.
Do you know his numbers? Nami. Come inside. I'm going to give you Mbeumo's numbers.
Okay.
Okay.
Zlatan,
I agree.
Zlatan, I've really allowed you to trample on my Manchester United.
Sorry.
Yeah. But let me just remind you that in England, with the exception of Liverpool, nobody has won more than Manchester United in Europe.
Historians.
Yes. Without a history, your club is nothing. We respect Brazil because they won the World Cup 5 times.
I agree.
And that's why, without a club's history, we won't see them on a certain level. That's why when Argentina doesn't win the World Cup, we call it a drought, because they've been there and done it before. Now, Manchester United have won the league title 20 times. Nobody in England has won it more than them. They had glory days under Sir Alex Ferguson. And it's worthy to note that Eric Cantona, Andy Cole, Dwight York, these guys came from Leeds United, Blackburn Rovers, Rio Ferdinand, Dimitar Berbatov, all along the line. Manchester United always tables the best salaries. It's always been like that. Hold on, I allowed you. It's always been like that because United were winning. On the football score, they were winning. On the financial score, they were winning. Together with Real Madrid, they have dominated the Forbes list of richest football teams.
Yes.
For long periods. And so nobody can deny the fact that the commercial aspect is part of Manchester United's success story. You understand?
Yes.
They made huge profits, better than Barcelona, better than Arsenal, better than anybody else for long periods. And even now, when you look at the revenue at the end of last season, you won't expect Manchester United to be in the first 5, but they are there. Look at their position on the league table. Financially, they have muscle. You understand? So they are able to table the best salaries to attract.
Yes.
But before, that was part of Man United.
Yes.
And on the football score, they were winning. They were building teams. They were when Liverpool had 18 league trophies, Man United had 7 to 18.
Yeah.
And we saw Alex Ferguson rack up 13. Manchester United should not be disrespected
because
on any platform
because
of a current situation. Chelsea went 50 years. Do you know 50 years? They born somebody, go school, grow, marry, die. 50 years, half a century. And Roman Abramovich comes in from 1955 to 2005. They're able to win a league title and all is well. Manchester United have had a slump from 2013. And even in that slump, they've been winning FA Cups. Once in a while, they win trophies.
Yeah, Europa.
Even in that slump, but they haven't won a league title for 12 years. And they still sit top of the lot in England.
Yes.
20 league titles.
Boss.
No, make no mistake about it. And it's not a coincidence that without Champions League football, players are actually interested in conversations to go to Man United. It cannot be a coincidence. You are sitting here, Zlatan, in Accra, Ghana, saying that you would not go to Man United as a youngster. I don't think
sporting reasons.
I don't for whatever sporting reason.
You made mention of Como.
Bro.
You know the owner of Como.
That is disrespectful.
But you said they were winning, right?
It doesn't. Even clubs who are not winning have players who want to go there. How much more a team with the pedigree of Man United?
You know the owner of Como.
I'm coming. That pedigree. You made mention that the commercial values and what they were tabling to players in terms of salaries and other things being very, very lucrative for their players.
It's always been like that.
Exactly. Why?
Yeah.
And it's always been like that. And they were winning. It was showing on the pitch too, right? So they actually deserved that salaries. The players at the moment deserve that lucrative offer. But today, Louis van Gaal said, your club is now a commercial club.
It's always been a commercial club.
So now, you see, you can't write football. You can't do football without the commercial aspect too. But when the commercial and the fact, because when you were talking, you were just mentioning the money, United being part of, club.
I mentioned the trophies as well.
The trophies as well.
I mentioned.
Exactly.
Yes, several of them.
But the trophies have been there, not now. So now, today, the trophies, can you make mention of them today?
When we were winning those trophies, those 20 league titles, those who are winning it now, where were they?
So
that's my question.
So
there are errors. There are errors. There are errors in football. We can't win every day. We want Man United to win every day.
No. So I want to answer your question. Meaning, in this era, if United will still go for a player and pay him because that was the standard for the winners in that other era that you are comparing your today's era, which is a bit symbolic, but to that glorious era, and players in that era were topping good, and today the players are also topping good. Meanwhile, they are not delivering on the pitch. Then this era is actually a commercialized club and a financial ambition, not football or sporting reasons. Because if it's about football and sporting reasons with the commercial aspect, it should at least tally. We should see that cohesion. But the United today, we are not seeing the cohesion. But United fans are happy because they were part of the clubs in Europe that were able to get the biggest revenue, even though they were lingering around relegation. So they are happy.
So when Manchester City changed,
and we are talking about errors.
When Man City changed ownership, before they got the likes of Kun Aguero, Roberto Mancini, and in the 2010 when they started competing, they didn't have any trophies.
Exactly.
But they were tabling good salaries to attract certain players with certain qualities to come and make the club what it is. Look, anybody walking into Manchester United will say that they are so bad. They have 20 league titles. Still, nobody has more than them. Maybe I can be a part of this success story. The fact that United have succeeded before, I think is reason enough for anybody to think that. And that's why AC Milan, for all the shambolic football they'll play, they'll have players who want to go there because they know the history and pedigree of the club. I don't think that is something you can disrespect and say history FC or what is a club without your history? I mean, Arsenal have great history.
Yes.
If a player is going there now, what are your chances of winning the Champions League?
Exactly.
Thierry Henry had to leave Arsenal to Barcelona because he himself, who was playing there, didn't believe he could win it there.
But the Arsenal that you made mention of, before Mikel Arteta, Arsenal fans in Ghana reduced. Do you know why? Most of them were not proud of what happened.
Did you count?
Oh, boss, me can't hear. I can give you the number. So what I'm trying to say is that when the club is not performing at the moment, when the club is not up there anymore, the team actually goes into such decline that all that they have to do, they have to manage it very well to suit their current state. But the United we are talking about today, they are doing things as if they are still winning. Meanwhile, they are not winning. And if you will go on to do things with the financial muscle, then it will change the club from sporting faith and football ambitions to financial and also commercial-based club. And I agree with Louis van Gaal, because the United that we are talking about, you made mention about the history. I agree. It makes part of the club. It makes the club huge. Without history, Real Madrid is not Real Madrid. Without history, Ghana is not Ghana. But at the moment, if a club like Manchester United after 2013, Sir Alex Ferguson, and then you've had 9 coaches, boss, the 3 of us can agree, none of these 9 coaches were able to instill and even remember, was able to at least inculcate that legacy, how huge it is for it to be relevant for the players who came in that tenure between that 9 coaches to revive Manchester United. And today, there's Ruben Amorim. So, are you trying to tell me that with Ruben Amorim, we are still going the same tangent that we will feed the coach, feed the team, what we were given the 9 managers who went thinking that Amorim will bring you back to glory days?
So, Zlatan, you think that if we reduce the money that we table, if we do anything to help the club, is that going to do anything to help the club at Gogo?
Yes.
We reduce the money. You are collecting 50,000 at Brentford or Wolves. Come and take 50,000 here too.
No, not 50,000.
Who will move?
No.
I wanted to ask you this question.
There should be
let me use Barca and Madrid as an example here. Do you think Madrid paid over 50 million for Franco, the new player? Do you think, let's say, River Plate, the guy was earning 40,000? Do you think Madrid is coming to earn the same 40,000? No. He will earn maybe 80 or 100.
Good. 40 maybe at River Plate.
I'm talking about a 16 or 17 years old guy.
Yes, and then he's coming.
Uh-huh.
And then you are adding you are doubling it. 80, right?
Yeah.
I want to use your figures.
Yeah. So are you trying to tell me that a player like Cunha making a move to Manchester United
and then you double it more than 5?
Hey, who said more than 5?
What was Cunha's previous salary? Are you talking about? We are talking about Mbemo. We are talking about Cunha. Matheus
Cunha.
Cunha.
I don't get the exact figure. That's why I'm not using him as an example.
But wait. In Mbemo,
Mbemo. Oh no, per resources. I mean per sources.
Can you quote the sources?
Let's wait.
I'm coming.
I'll quote it. Wait. Bruno Krajian.
You see,
what's Bruno's salary?
I am very happy that United are going back to what they were doing, and I'll promise you that they will fall again. Do you know why? They will give on and give these players the money. These players will come, and one day it will tend to be ego. Coaches can't even talk to them. We've seen 9 coaches come and go. None of these coaches were able to at least revive the team, to let the team and the players available know that this club actually has the legacy. We have the most studied history, the storied history in EPL, in England, just as he said. We know that the fans are still talking about the history, but the players who wore the jersey after 2013, they don't even feel the jersey. The players who wore the jersey and the coaches available after 2013, what were they doing? They were not even able to pick the team from where they were to bring them back to their standard where they belong. So if today United were able to make revenue, even from maybe gate proceedings, fans who are getting to Old Trafford, the commercial value United keeps increasing, even though they are not playing UEFA Champions League, they are not playing the Europa League, they don't play in the Conference League, and still their revenues up there, compared to clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona who be playing the Champions League day in and day out, and you are happy. The money that they'll use to pay these players, the money that they'll use to at least lay some off, because players to believe in, you have to compensate some, and players to believe in, at least player sales will get you some money. So clearly, United, as we speak today, are not building the club based on trophy winning or maybe what they are getting. United today is running because of the financial muscle that they have, and that financial muscle is not coming
but
from...
2 seasons ago, United won a trophy. It's just this
3 years, 2 trophies.
3 years ago.
So 3 years ago,
2 trophies. So when you are saying United is not winning trophies, I'm struggling to understand you. And just before you continue, Cunha's salary at Wolves was 120,000 per week. At United, it's 200,000. There's an increment of 80,000.
80,000.
Yeah,
And it's okay.
you were just saying somebody receiving 40 and doubling to 80 was okay. That's 100%. 120 to 200 is 80%. Thereabout. Or 75%.
So
Watch
No, we want you. No. You see, for a footballer, talk about
your body. No, I mean, if you move,
so with
Zlatan, if you stop Sporty FM and you go to BBC, you are expecting an increment.
Oh, but not that. So, but not that huge increase, man, boss. You have to be fair to ourselves here, because these are players that, you see, players move to still have a successful career.
Let me tell you something.
It is not always about
I'm going to
money.
share a story with you,
boss.
Agogo. Zlatan on a different platform. Before he came to Sporty, 1, 2, 3 times. If Zlatan comes there 4 times, he will make X amount of money in a month. Today, that Zlatan is at Sporty. The money that Zlatan will get compared to where I knew him to be going is times 5. It's 500%. He has made a step.
Yes.
What makes you think that Cunha getting 75% increment from 120,000 a week to 200? How? What makes it bad?
No, it's just for the player.
You that you are here. You have taken the 500% increment.
So I want to answer this question. You see, me being here, Cunha moving and getting that money. If you are checking football reasons for Matheus Cunha today, these are players who prioritize clubs with better projects.
But do you know that Man United without Champions League football,
and
the eyeballs on them without Champions League football. Look, they were in the Champions League. You saw the revenue they rigged in, bigger than some of the teams that were playing in the Champions League.
People are proud of that, so you can.
No.
What you are saying, state clearly that then you have the financial model to pay that amount.
It is the pedigree of the club that will attract people.
Boss, to me, Goicoechea today, Mbemo today, clubs like Arsenal, Bayern, Barcelona, even Atletico de Madrid are having, better sporting projects today than Manchester United. They have, at least they can talk about having a stable coaches today than Manchester United. In the Champions League, they have recent, stable performance in their previous leagues. You can talk about a player scoring about 91 goals in his club season for Sporting, and then he's moving, and this player is not considering the bigger stages, and you think you're paying him the 250k per week is the standard for the club Manchester United. But to me, if that is also going to be the standard of the player, because he's going to enjoy that money, the performance is going to be in the Carabao, FA Cup, and then in the English Premier League, what will be the ambition in terms of project wise? Why? These players will ignore the Arsenal. These players will ignore the Barcelona. These players will ignore even the Atletico de Madrid. History. Barca has history. History. They will go there. But why? Because the money offered from Manchester United, the money is huge and they will enjoy it. And this is what happens. If these players come, they will play in the FA Cup. They will play in the Carabao. They will play in the EPL. Their numbers, their ratings will just go down. We can talk about talented players who join. If I'm a winger today and I dribble, I'll go and watch Anthony's dribbles at Ajax Amsterdam, and I'll ask myself, will Manchester United be a good fit for me? If I am even a player who knows who have the speed and everything, I'll ask myself, no. Just some few seasons ago, I saw Jadon Sancho, managerial fallout with players, Eric Ten Hag and Sancho. Just recently, we've seen Garnacho and then even the new manager, Robin Amorim. So if you're a youngster, you look at the conduciveness of the environment where you are going. We've seen United getting Anthony Martial with the clause of winning the Ballon d'Or by Anfa. He's finally ended up in AEK Athens in Greece. We've seen Manchester.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that
6 years ago. Last 6 years ago.
Boss.
And 6 years ago. You see, I just want you to understand that Manchester United fans won't go and stand at Kaswa, won't go and stand at Medina and argue that we are that guy. We are on the same table with Barcelona, Man City, Madrid. We know that we are not doing well. So we are in the rebuilding phase. You need to understand this.
Okay,
you are saying last 6 years ago.
You be in the rebuilding phase. And Manchester United fans agree that they won't compare themselves to Arsenal, Barca.
Even Arsenal.
Arsenal, Barca and Real Madrid today. So if a player is on board, just as you said, that Brian Mbeumo and even Cunha, other clubs targeted him, right? Yeah. So to you, I'm asking you this question.
He chose Man U.
He chose Man U.
Wait. Why do you think Brian Mbeumo or maybe Matheus Cunha will ignore Real Madrid, Barcelona, and then choose Manchester United?
He believes in the project.
Which project?
If he goes to hold on. If he goes to Barcelona, is he going to play or sit on the bench?
If he goes to Barcelona,
is he going to play or sit on the bench? He's seen an opportunity where he can establish himself as a starting player in a big team. If you go, Rafinha he should go and bench Lamine Yamal.
So boss.
No, that's why he will know. Sometimes you look at the weight of the project.
So the weight of Manchester United is actually fully fit.
It means he has an opportunity.
He has opportunity. He can go there.
Why not?
So we are not agreeing here that Mbemo actually will choose maybe United ahead of Real Madrid because of the money.
It's not because of the money per se. You can't.
But boss,
that is a fallacy of hasty generalization.
No. But boss, the money plays a role, boss. The money plays a role.
Let me invite my colleagues.
I want to say is Manchester United is still attractive, but not to top players.
Not to top players. But it will be attractive.
Yeah, it will be attractive. But so right now, players like Florian Wirtz, Musiala, even Ryan Cherki, Manchester United cannot pull them with their project.
We won't even go for such players.
No.
These are players who are.
They don't suit our profile. We won't go for such players.
You don't want to. You won't got. You won't got.
You sure?
Man United cannot go for Florian Wirtz.
We have
Manchester
Bruno
United.
Fernandes.
Oh, Bruno, Man signed Bruno in the I think winter of 2021. At that time, I think there was still hope. And who was the coach at that time?
Oli.
So at that time there was signs or improvements or whatever. But right now, if I'm a player, so someone like Greg Reyes, if I'm someone like Greg Reyes coming to Manchester United, Charlie, it's a huge risk.
No, but
it's a huge risk for Manchester United right now.
He's got a relationship with Amorim, and I think that's the basis on which
probably. And you see, but without that relationship, I'm not sure if Arsenal, Manchester, Barcelona, Real Madrid are there, he would choose Manchester United.
No,
because no Champions League football, nothing shows you win trophies. The only thing, that is why I sided with Zlatan here. The only positive thing will be the salary.
That one is confirmed.
It's confirmed. But
yes, the salary is confirmed now.
Trophy for you.
But you see, we are talking about players who have vision, who believe in a project.
Yes.
He has a chance to strike no competition. Who is his competition? Rasmus Højlund.
That's another.
And make a name for himself.
I think you are making my points more valid.
Yes, but I'm saying that the money cannot be the only reason. It cannot be the only reason.
Okay, right now the thing is, the last time Manchester United won the Premier League was in 2013. That is 12 or 13 years ago.
Yes.
The last time Manchester United won the Champions League was in 2008. The last time Manchester United played in the Champions League was in, I think, 2021. Or the year Ronaldo signed for Manchester United. So as a player, if my ambition is to win the Champions League, if you look at today after when Trent was unveiled, he said he saw this team win Champions League 3 times in a row, and he wants to be part of that history. So if I'm a player and I have vision of winning the Champions League, the Premier League, why would I come to Manchester United at this moment as a top player? Yes.
Do you know Marquinhos?
Yes, I know Marquinhos.
He's been at PSG for 12 years. He didn't see them win the Champions League. He had that dream, and he made that dream possible. There's always a first time.
Before he signed for PSG, he knew they were fighting or they were pushing to win the Champions League. Yeah.
But they had never done it before.
They had never done it. But
this is Man United.
Man United, there's no.
They had won it 3 times before in the past.
I know, Charlie.
No.
2008.
Marquinhos joined not guaranteed with a spot because he joined at a teenager.
But that's what I'm saying.
Around that time, Barcelona were doing it. He was on the bench.
Hold on. And even the old glory days you want to refer Manchester United to. When Alex Ferguson came to the club, they were nearly relegated.
Yes.
Manchester United was not born that way. They had gone on a long drought. I want you to understand that there are errors. And when,
of course.
And when a player joins a club, when what's his name? Sadio Mane was joining
Liverpool
from Southampton. When they were buying Marco Grujic to join Liverpool, did they know what the future held? They believed in Jurgen Klopp's project, even though Liverpool at that time wasn't the Premier League winning material, weren't the Champions League material. But they got on board because they believed in the project.
So that's why I'm making the point. Mane was not a top player before joining Liverpool.
Mane was not.
He was not a top player or a superstar or a big player before joining Liverpool.
And that is why Cunha and
that is my point. So
Manchester United come to Man United.
So the topic we are discussing is why are people still joining Manchester United? They are not top players. No top player will join Manchester United at this moment. You only get those good players.
Pogba came, Bruno Fernandes came. In the rebuild process.
In 2016, Man United were more attractive.
In 2016,
Man United was more attractive than now.
In 2016.
16, and they had a top manager, Jose Mourinho. So that is why Zlatan Ibrahimovic came, Paul Pogba came, Mkhitaryan came, and all of them, they weren't even hits like that.
And Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
They weren't hits like that, even though they managed to win trophies. That was the experience of the because the players were good and coupled with the experience of the manager's experience. But right now, you can't say same. The manager cannot find a way to get some, maybe a Mickey Mouse trophy, 1 or 2 and then
In
then
the last
continue.
3 years, Manchester United has won 2 trophies. What dude?
Then why was the guy sacked? Because he won a trophy.
No,
Why
but
was he
that's
sacked? He went to 3 finals. He won trophies, but why was he sacked?
No, but that's what I'm telling you, that Man United are not shy of trophies. In 3
you see-
years, they've just gone
Compared
trophyless one
to
season.
Arsenal, that's what I'm saying. If it was Arsenal, Arteta was a Man United, probably he might be sacked. That's the level of Manchester United.
Yes.
So if you win FA Cup and finish 8th or 9th, finish 5th, Charlie, last season Man United did not win 2 games in a row in the Premier League. Hey, so how did you people survive? Like you didn't win, you couldn't you couldn't enjoy for 2 weeks consecutively.
But we have 20 league titles.
Oh, Charlie.
20.
I know that one.
20.
Nobody can take it away from
Nobody
Manchester
has
United.
more.
Today, if you are mentioning the big clubs or most successful clubs in England, obviously Manchester United will be
Nobody
mentioned.
has
But
more.
right now,
So the way we shout, what are the rest doing? What are the rest doing?
But you know, what were you doing? Liverpool, see the difference. That you're on par with Liverpool. And Liverpool had gone 30 years without winning.
Hold on.
So what were you
Hold on. You know what, dude, before you make that point,
Yes.
when Liverpool had 18 league trophies, Man
Yes.
United has 7.
Uh-huh.
Alex Ferguson said, I'll knock them off their effing perch.
And
And by the time he retired in 2013, we had 19, they had 18. They sat down, we moved from 7 to 19. They were on 18 trophies.
Yes.
So if they've come and we are both on 20, what dude? There's no
And
big
right
deal.
now, in the next 5 years, it's looking like they'll get past you people.
It looks like on paper.
On paper. Oh yeah, on paper.
It looked like that for a long time.
In the next
While Man City
in the
was
next
dominating, how
in
many
the-
leagues did they
in the
get?
next
One.
years, there's nothing that shows that Man United. Oh, yeah. It can be an overnight success.
It's true, it can be, but what
Yes.
shows that Liverpool is there? Arsenal,
but Liverpool
Arsenal are hungry for that league
And
title.
they are
Man
beating up the
City,
squad.
Man City will be back.
This was what Pep Jurgen Klopp couldn't do. Every time if we ask him, oh, yeah, we are trying to get players, but Klopp says they are going to beef up and make the squad stronger. Slot. So they are going to get Flores, Kekes, Frimpong. They are going
It
to add
doesn't
more
guarantee
quality
anything.
additions.
It doesn't guarantee.
No,
anything.
it doesn't guarantee. But obviously, if the league start, they'll be
They
competitive.
have a better chance
Manchester
than
United are
Man
not
United.
competitors for the league.
So see, Liverpool have a better chance of winning the league than Manchester United.
Of course.
But until it happens, everything is theory.
Yes.
Man United have.
But
20
that's why we
20
are.
league titles.
That's why we are working with theory right now.
Yes.
Manchester United cannot compete for Florida.
No, we are not working with theory because we are looking at reasons, feasible,
And we
realistic
also-
reasons
with the-
why
with the-
players are coming.
with the
so
Lenny-
it's
with
based
the-
on
with the
things that have happened.
Lenny Euro thing. He was waiting for Real Madrid. Madrid, because Madrid couldn't afford that money or couldn't match the money. Then he came to Manchester United. So Manchester United was like the second option for Lenny Euro.
So
Facts.
you are saying Man United is a second choice school
It was the second choice for Lenny Euro.
for Euro.
He waited for Real Madrid. Madrid didn't go for him. Then he moved to Manchester United.
Is
Right now, I
Manchester
don't know-
United
I don't know
a
if he-
second choice?
If he's regretting or not, because right now Manchester at the end of the season, Real Madrid were looking at getting centre backs. They went for Dean Hoyson. I'm sure and another thing is, what's the name of the club he came from?
Dean Hoyson.
No, Lenny Euro.
Lenny Euro. Lille.
Lille. So where he came from, they wanted money, and Madrid weren't willing to pay that 50 million or 60 million euros for Lenny Euro, a player with at that time less than 1 year on his contract. Madrid weren't willing to pay that amount of money, so Manchester United had to come in. Yo, we are the big boys.
Yes.
we are the guys. Let's show them. let's show our muscles, and they paid that money and they had their guy. But if Madrid were willing to match that same money, he would have left. He would have rather played for Manchester United, Real Madrid, than Manchester United. So you agree with me? That's my point. Right now, Manchester United is still attractive, but not to top
Yes.
players, because there's no guarantee that Manchester United will win the Premier League in the next 5 years. There's no guarantee that Manchester United will win the Champions League in the next 5 years.
Somebody
the only
wants-
thing that is guaranteed is the big fast salary.
The only guarantee is the fat
Big
salary.
fast salary.